Now that Haiku and PowerSchool are one company, there are two really exciting changes for this school year in how we're going to both deliver instructional content through PowerSchool Learning, which of course was our Haiku, and establish our grades both in Haiku and in the PowerTeacher gradebook. The first of these is a brand new web-based gradebook called PowerTeacher Pro. There's no more Java. There's no more waiting for your gradebook to pop up. It's really easy web-based navigation. You're going to find that that's a really simple way to get your report cards ready for your data managers and principals to send out. And we've always talked about the last couple of years about how great it would be to not have to enter grades twice. Once in Haiku for keeping track of grades and progress reports and students and parents, and then once again for putting them into PowerTeacher. Well, I'm here to tell you that the second thing is that there is a seamless grade push feature now between Haiku and PowerTeacher Pro. No more entering grades twice for report cards. As soon as you put an assignment into Haiku, that same assignment appears in PowerTeacher, and as soon as you put a grade for a student, that immediately goes over into the PowerTeacher gradebook. I think you're really going to like that feature. We've created a Haiku-based course for you to talk about maybe some of the new features in PowerTeacher Pro, and you'll find that in your Haiku page now. We apologize for the qualities of the video. There were just some quick things that DPI put together. We'd like for them to be a little slicker, but I think they'll get the point across. And if you work your way through that course, you can earn 0.3 renewal credits for technology. So we're hoping you'll take the time to do that, and there's a brief survey at the end that lets us know. But we're here today to talk about the new features in Haiku and how that integration between Haiku and your gradebook is going to work. So I'm going to pull up a PowerSchool Learning page, a Haiku page that I've created care of the fabulous Lindsay Haywood at East Surrey. Lindsay teaches, among other classes, a North Carolina Math 3 class, and she's allowed me to use her class as the demo for this. So hers has a lot of other great stuff on. This is just imported of the content. When you share a class with somebody, the nice themes and things and what makes it look great doesn't come over. So Lindsay's page looks a lot better than this, but it's what we're going to use for the content of today. So it doesn't matter what your class is. Could be a third grade ELA class, could be a high school social studies class, middle school math class. Doesn't matter what it is. If you use a Haiku page, you're going to follow the one sheet of directions that I've sent out, or you're going to go ahead and use this video to help you through things. So the first thing I want to do is you want to go to your content-rich page that you've created that you want to use for this year's teachers, for this year's students, rather. You want to go ahead and have that page ready to go. And all you really need to do to get it ready for this year is go over here to Manage Class. And once you hit Manage Class, if you'll just do Save Class As, and then you just change the name of it to something for this year, that saves everything that you have there. You accept all the default buttons. Can put it in 17, 18 if you want. Then, of course, you can make changes for the new year, but there's no sense starting from scratch unless you have to. So I'm not going to do that there because I've already created this one, but that's all it takes is just to hit that Manage Class button and go down and Save As, and then you'll be set for the new year. But what I want to talk to you about is how to merge the data into this year's stuff, because the link between PowerTeacher and PowerSchool Learning Haiku happens because we've already loaded all of your kids automatically and all of your courses automatically into PowerSchool Learning. We don't want you to have 20 Haiku pages for just one course. We only want you to have your one content-rich page, but we're going to create sections with this one, within that page. So to do that, we're going to go over once you have your content-rich page saved for the new year. We're going to go over to Manage Class, and if you'll click on Manage Class and then Edit Roster. When you click on Edit Roster, there's a little thing that comes up here. Now, this part right here may look a little different for you. If you've already put some sections into this, right at that point it'll say Manage Sections instead of Create Sections, and you'll see that in just a little bit. But I want to go ahead and create some sections because I know in this particular class of Lindsay's, There are 3 different sections, I think, or maybe 4. We'll find out when we take a look at it. If you know right from now that this is your only class that you're going to use, you could go straight down to the import students, but we're not going to do that. We're going to assume you have multiple groups of kids for right now. So I'm going to create sections. There's a message box that comes up, and yes, I want to create sections, so I'm going to click OK. And then at that point, I'm on where I can go ahead and import students into section A. It just creates 2. I can add a 3rd, which I'm going to do later on and do that. But for right now, I want to import the students. And what it's going to look for now is it's going to look for, let me take this off for just a second. It's going to look for any class that puts whatever you put in here. So what I want to do is, I'm already logged in here as Lindsay. I'm going to click only my classes and hit the search. So here in our pretend PowerSchool Learning Sandbox, we've uploaded East Surrey's courses, and here's the courses right now that Lindsay has. That could change as the summer progresses. But you'll notice here's an NC Math 3, here's an NC Math 3, here's an NC Math 3 Honors, and here's an NC Math 3 Honors. So I'm going to do each of these separate, assuming that they're going to go into the same page, and then Lindsay might just turn on some different things for the sections for the honors classes. But I'm going to go ahead and do, looks like first period right here, and I'm going to import that group. And at that point, it asks you, do you want to link or do you want this to be a one-time thing? It's really important that you leave this on the link. That way, and this is, I think, one of the coolest pieces of this, as soon as your data manager puts a student into PowerSchool or removes a student from PowerSchool, that section is updated immediately. Really slick feature of this link. So I'm going to continue at that point. And at this point, here's the kids that are supposedly enrolled in this class. And I'm going to kind of scroll through those real quick so we don't do a lot of FERPA violations from talking about kids' schedules. And I'm going to import those students. So once this finishes rolling, what we have now is these kids are now in section A. And so I can go down here to the bottom. I can click the page to change it, but I'm just going to close that for right now because I know that what I need to do at this point is I need to go back to Manage Class, I need to edit roster again, and I need to add a whole nother section. So I'm going to Manage Sections. I'm going to go now to Section B, and I'm going to import students. And this time I'm going to click that same thing, only list my classes, search, and here pops up Lindsay's classes. Now, I have to keep track that I've already done this class, so now I'm going to do this class right here. I want to link that class so that any change in PowerSchool is made into PowerTeacher. Is that the right group of kids? If it's not, I can click back, but it's the right group of kids. I know I've been careful about which one I want to pick, but maybe you accidentally picked the wrong one. You just click back and do it again. So there they are in the class. I can scroll through them to make sure it's the right group of kids. At that point, I can close it out, and I'm back on my screen. So now I have 2 sections, A and B. But what if, like Lindsay, there are more than that? I can still go back to Manage the Class, edit the roster, and now instead of just going on to that, I can manage sections again. But instead of clicking A or B, I can go to Add a Section, automatically calls it C. I import students. I search all of my classes by clicking on that block. I search, and here's one of the ones we've not added. Import the students, keep the link. Yes, that's the right group of kids. Import them. Thinks for just a second. Pulls it up into the main Haiku window. And there they are. That's the right group of kids. And then I can press that close to finish that off. And now here's back to my regular class. Everything is all there. She can still enter her grade books over here just like always. You're going to choose which section you're going to report in your grade book once we actually put in some activities. Sorry, I have to add some assignments and assessments first. But a really powerful way. Now notice I did not have to start from scratch, and I don't have to go back and touch those other PowerSchool courses ever again. I don't have to do anything with them. This is the page that I've developed over a couple of years, or I had a master teacher that shared with me. All that information is there for me in my Haiku. All I've done is go to Manage Class and pull kids into that class. Now, there's going to be some time where you're going to mess it up and you're going to pull the wrong kids in, and we got lots of experts in our district that can help you through that. So you can start at your school with your tech-based support. If you need to come to Lucas or me or Shane Southard, we'll be happy to help you. Neil Atkins can help you. There's a lot of folks that can help you through that if you get to that point. But hopefully you'll find this pretty simple to go through. I do want to point just one more thing out to you. If we go back to that Manage Class and edit the roster one more time, if you decide under Manage Sections that you don't really like the name Section C, you want it to say second semester, third period, or you want it to say fourth block, all you have to do is just hit that edit, and it'll say section, fourth period, and it's done. And that section's called fourth period. It'll always have the word section there, just so you know that that's what that designation is. And if I have one where I've completely messed it up, all I got to do is delete it and start over again. So I think you'll find that this is really, after just a little bit of work up front to merge these sections, I think you're going to find this really easy. And the link between your gradebook, once you set the gradebook up where you want tests to count 40%, quizzes to count 30, classworks to count 30. However you set that up in your gradebook is up to you still. But once you've set that up, it's really, really seamless between Haiku and the gradebook. Now, the one thing I do need to be up front with you, it's not a two-way communication. If you put something in the gradebook, it doesn't flow into Haiku. It's just a one-way movement. So I hope this little video has been helpful for you. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact one of us that can help you through this system. And I hope you enjoy the Haiku page, learning about your new Power Teacher. And I hope that this is helpful in helping you set up your new PowerSchool Learning. It used to be called Haiku, but we're going to try and start using the right name, PowerSchool Learning. Hope you have a wonderful school year, and if you need any help, please let me know.